All right, Shalom. I want to start off with giving all praises to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to you, brothers to the four corners of the earth, preaching His word and also laboring in His word in truth, love, and sincerity. And may blessings fall upon our houses of the 1/3. Use wisdom when dealing with women in His truth. You want to use wisdom, okay? Now, whether it's, your wife that you're dealing with that knows about the truth or knows that you're in the truth, whether it's, a woman that you're dealing with that may be still in the world, okay, that still has a worldly belief, you still want to deal with wisdom when dwelling with her as she is the weaker vessel, okay? Now, this goes for more of, women, that you may have that may want to know of the truth, okay? Or that she may even know the truth or have known the truth before you. But still, dealing with her, you want to use wisdom, okay? Now, I want to read, the point is in 1 Peter 3, verse 7, but I'll start at verse 5. It says, "For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in the Most High, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered." Okay, so we know naturally how the Lord set things up. He has made the man stronger than the woman. All right, that's just a fact. Okay, and a woman is, the weaker vessel. Okay, but you must dwell with them, as the scripture says, you must dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. Okay, now, we know a woman know of this truth, okay, and it may be a woman that you may be dealing with, okay, it may be a woman, that wants to learn the scriptures, which, that's good, okay, but you must understand when dealing with the woman in the scripture, in these scriptures, you don't want to just pour, everything onto her, meaning this truth, meaning the scriptures. Okay, there's some things that a woman may want to learn, right? But that doesn't mean you have to spring it on her at that exact moment, because she may not be ready for it. And she may not never be ready for it. Okay? And you don't have to know, you don't have to give the woman your position and let her know your every move, everything that's going on. Because like I said before, you could spring some information on her, whereas, she more than likely may not accept it. Okay, she may even, not even, we didn't hear a woman, I'll say this, right? We didn't even hear a woman, as far as, me and the brotherhood, as far as the count, Jim as Pittsburgh, we didn't hear a woman say, if God allowed a man to have more than one woman, then I don't believe in that God. I don't believe in the Bible, So she couldn't take what was written in the scriptures. Okay, she got emotional behind it. And a lot of that is part of, this Babylonian juice, which is this westernized mindset or westernized philosophy, right? Which have, polluted the minds of our women and even some of you simp men. Okay, so this is why, this video is coming out through the spirit on dealing with this issue, because many brothers have done it. Even myself have done, sprung something on my wife that was too much that she can handle. And, she was, it brought forth strife. And the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, they've been telling us this from day one. All right. But we know how we are as Jake. We hard-headed. So we think we can try it ourselves. And what happened? The same thing our apostles and elders have told us before of what not to do. And when you done it, you said they were right. You brought more hell upon yourself. Okay? Meaning your wife may leave. You know, your wife may bug out. You see, so there's certain things in the scriptures that just women will not accept because by the way they were groomed here in society. All right, so you want to deal with, your woman, right, according to knowledge. You see, and understand that she's not going to be able to take or accept the things that's written in the scriptures. Okay. Let's go to the book of Micah 7 verse 5. It says, "Trust ye not in a friend, but trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom." Okay, so you don't have to let your wife or your woman, know your every move. Okay, as the scripture says, keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. So you don't gotta let the left hand know you're right. Okay, there's some things that you just have to keep for yourself or keep to yourself, right? And this is the exhortation, and also, we could put it. These are words of wisdom, as our apostles and elders told us. Same thing we are telling, you younger brothers, coming in the faith. Okay, you don't want to let your woman know every single thing, and even dealing with the scriptures. Just because she want to know, you must understand, and you must consider the fact that what you may tell her, may bug her out, or may have her, or may put y'all at odds. Okay, because let's face it, women are emotional. Women react off emotions, right? More than men. Okay, men, we think more strategic. We think with more logic. We think things are more reasonable, right? Generally speaking. But women, when they hear things, they just flip right off the handle. Okay, so let's deal with this issue. For as women, as the scriptures say, a woman being obedient to their husbands. Women hear that they lose their damn mind. When you give women the order, right, how things to be, how the Lord has set it up, women lose their mind. When you speak on things how man can have more than one wife according to the Bible, women lose their mind. Okay, and these are things that they just can't accept. And I'm saying this is for most women. Some sisters can accept it, but most are not going to accept it. Okay, it's the book of 1 Corinthians 11 verse 1. It says, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of a Mashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I will have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of a Mashiach is the Most High." So this is the order how the Lord has set things up. Now we know things in society is flipped upside down, and the woman is extolled, or the woman is exalted above the man. All right, the woman is held on a pedestal. She is, regarded more than the man in the society, especially, an alpha male. Right? They promote these simp males. Okay, they promote these beta males. But an alpha male is not promoted. A strong man, right? That has control over his family. That has his house in order. Okay, everything in order. Right? That's not promoted here. That's more shunned upon, within the society. Women backlash at that. Women say, they give out this notion as, just women, do whatever you please. You don't have to listen to your husband type of deal, right? But that's out of order. That's out of order. And everything is written in the scriptures for a specific reason, right? And it's for order, You think the Lord don't know how? You think the Lord didn't know what he was doing when he set this order up? No, he knew exactly what he was doing. But in the fashion of Esau, right? Knowing that breaking down this order will break up the household, cause dysfunction, cause the confusion amongst the Israelite families, right? This is why they set up the Jim Crow laws and things like that to create the confusion, slakia, and dysfunction amongst our families by what? Breaking down the order. Okay? First, getting the man out of the house, having a woman raise the children. Okay? And we know that women, right? Women can, let's say this, women can teach a man manners, but a woman cannot raise a man, right? Vice versa, all right? A man can, give his daughters tips and guide her in the right direction, but he can't teach that daughter to be a woman, you know? But we know the curses has been poured upon us, so, that's the reason why you see fatherless homes and motherless homes as well, okay? They more have pushed the fatherless homes, but, you'd be pretty surprised on how much motherless homes you see out there. But, that's neither here or there, all right? I spoke on, what did I speak on? So that this is the order. Okay, here we go. It's the book of Jeremiah 31:22. This is what the Lord said. Check this out. This is the book of Jeremiah 31 and 22. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth." You see? So we just showed you the order, right? But what is the new thing in the earth? A woman shall compass a man. You see that? And you see that today. That what? The woman have compassed a man. Right? The woman have compassed a man. The woman have been given authority, right, to usurp over the man. But we know according to the scriptures, that's not to be so. Right? But this is what happens when you have the wicked. This is what happens when you have Esau, Edom ruling. So that leads me to this, just by saying that, 1 Corinthians 14, verse 34. Also, at verse 33, it says, "For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it is permitted unto them not to." For Slakia, it says, "For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home." Okay? So if the woman had any questions, this is where she'll get her answers from. Her husband at home. She's not to be speaking, and be amongst, the brothers, the church, which you go to the Greek word ecclesia, meaning to call out, or the assembly of the Israelites. All right, so there's really no reason for your woman to be out on the highways and byways amongst the church, amongst your brothers, because that can lead to a lot of trouble. All right, as we heard in the past, as the apostles and elders were saying, a lot of adultery was coming. A lot of adultery was being done, right? I believe in the school of One West in the house of David, because women were around, So this is why when we here at Great Millstone, we go by order, and we don't bring women around the brothers, and especially in the battlefield, which is the highways and byways, because that is considered the battlements of the city. That's considered the battlements of the city, and your woman can be in danger, specifically out there on the highways and byways, because a lot of things happen, man. A lot of things be taking place, and the last thing you want out there is your wife or your woman. All right. So verse 35, it says, "And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for woman to speak in a church." Okay, so that's who she can get her answers from. And usually we deal by, if a woman approaches us and asks us a question, we will answer accordingly. But if she has a husband, we'll tell her to send her husband down here, to us, and, we'll answer him, and he can take it back to her. Now, there's cases where he may be an unbeliever, pretty much. So we'll tell her to just, continue, try to, continue in the faith as the best you can, and, continue to learn. If you have questions, we'll answer them accordingly, and just continue to watch the videos and learn. You have a husband, there's really no need for you to, to be around us. And that's just to have order. Okay, that's to have order, and to it stops the acts and the thoughts of adultery. Okay, because look, let's be real. We're men. Okay, we're men. We like women. We look at women, and the more you don't, it's better as brothers just not to not see your woman. You know, that's what I could say dealing with that. All right, so get a little bit more. First Timothy 2:11, as it says, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence." So women are not to have rule over men, and women are not to be teaching men, right? Especially the Bible, all right? Because she is not to what? To usurp authority over the man. Okay, so a woman's job is not to teach. Okay? For Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be what? Saved in childbearing, if they continue in the faith, right? In charity, in holiness, with sobriety. Okay? So these are attributes that this woman will be doing. Okay. Now, right, and you could, if you even really want to touch further on those bases, you can go to Proverbs 31. Proverbs 31 and is it 30? 31, right? I just touched on it very briefly. It says Proverbs 31 verse 8. It says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life." So it goes into the different things which makes this woman a virtuous woman, right? And a woman was created for a helpmeet, to be a pillar of rest, not a headache. Okay, not a headache. So you can read Proverbs 31 on your own. When going back into dealing with woman with wisdom, as she's the weaker vessel. Okay, so what I touched on previously before I brought up Proverbs 31 is obedience. You having some control over your woman. But it needs to be in a righteous aspect. All right, you women don't look at it as in a slave type of way. And a man of the Lord will do that. Right, a true man of the Lord will, have control and rule over you, in a righteous aspect. It's not gonna be on no nigga shit, man. All right, not no nigga shit. Nigga shit. Where you see in the movie, the scene Four Brothers, where the guy made one of it. I believe that was his woman or a girl he was dealing with. He made her get on the floor and he put her plate on the floor and made her eat off the floor. No, that's some nigga shit. That's wicked. A man of the Lord wouldn't do that, but he would have control, so to speak, whatever it needs be. It could be financial, it could be, just it could be a lot of different things, But he has the order, or the woman, will go to her husband or her man for guidance, as it should be. A woman always should go to her man, for guidance before she makes a final decision. That's my opinion on that. Okay, so yeah, obedience. Women have a problem with obedience, and we heard women, lose their damn mind when you say she had to be obedient to her husband. They say, "Well, I ain't no damn slave," because they're not logically and they're not thinking reasonable of what you're actually saying by that. They want you to break it down, word for word, without really understanding it. All right, they buck up against it, and that's normal because the way women were taught in the society. Okay, so let's deal with the fact that men are allowed to have more than one woman. Okay, this is a big a deal breaker for the woman to just stop following the Bible. You know what I mean? So check this out. Deuteronomy 21. Let's go to the law. Deuteronomy 21 verse 15. It says, "If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have both him children, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and And if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it should be when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he had, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn, because the firstborn is the one that's supposed to, El said right here, verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he had, for he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. The firstborn is supposed to receive things first from the father. All right, but this is just giving you, what to do when this takes place. But the point is, it says if a man have 2 wives, so a man could have 2 wives. All right, a man can have multiple women if he is able to take care of them. Right, we have to stress that if he is able to take care of them. Now we say dealing in the society, is it wise to have more than one woman? No. But is it a sin, or is it against the law of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? No. Okay. But you want to deal with everything with balance. That's why it's wise to just deal with the woman that you have now, man. If you have one woman, okay? And if she's pleasing to dwell with you, just dwell with her. All right. There's a few other things I want to touch on. So yeah, this is just one of many scriptures I can pull. A man having 2 wives. Okay, but like I said, you have to be able to. Let me see where it is. Right, because a man with multiple women, you must be able to take care of these women as well. All right. Slocky. Let's see. Must be able. Of multiple. And Salakia, this lesson is a little bit longer than I expected, but just a few things I wanted to touch on. That's it. Yep, there we go, right there. Exodus. Right, check this out. Exodus 21, verse 10. It says, if he take him another wife, right? If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. And if he do not these 3 unto her, then she shall go out free without money. Okay, so you got to be able to take care of this woman. Okay, if you add an additional woman to what you already have. All right. Now, let's get this right. What is that? 1 Timothy 3:2, since it popped up. 1 Timothy 3:2, because people would 1 Timothy 3:2. People will use this and say, well, you see, it said you must have one wife because this is using and dealing with wisdom, right? But Paul said it's better to even not have a wife. We'll get that. 1 Timothy 3, verse 1, it says, this is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, appointed to teach, or apt to teach. Okay, so why does this mention this? Because, if you're doing the office of the Lord, it's very wise to you just to deal with one woman, because women, they give you you have a lot of responsibility with dealing with multiple women. Okay, you must take care of them. You must give them time. Things like that. And a lot of your time, a lot of your focus should really be towards what? Towards the Lord. It tells you if a woman, or it tells you if a man is unmarried, he's worried. Basically, his life is what? Basically dedicated to the Lord. That's what it tells you. You see? So, matter of fact, we can get that and kind of close out. I think I touched on, an aspect of everything I wanted to speak on. 1 Corinthians 7. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's touch on this. It says, 1 Corinthians 7, verse 1. It says, "Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife have not power over her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband have not power over his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one another, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. But I speak this by permission and not of commandment." Right? So Paul is telling you he's speaking this by permission. He's really speaking this, through wisdom. But he's not speaking it by what? He's not speaking it by commandment. Turn what he had on. Right. It says, "For I would that all men were even as myself, but every man have his proper gift of the Most High, one after this manner and another after that. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. But if they cannot contain, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn." So Paul is letting you know it's better to join yourselves together, than to be hot, But if they cannot contain, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn. Meaning, to basically have sex, because we know according to the Bible, marriage is sex. Okay, what is that? Genesis 24, verse 67, and it says what? "And Isaac brought her, and the servant told Isaac all these things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah," right? "And she became his wife after" what? He took her in a tent, "and loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death." Okay? So Rebekah became Isaac's wife after he, laid it down on her. That is true marriage according to the Bible. If you know, now you. If you didn't know, now you know. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 10, it says, "And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. But and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away." So you may hear certain Israelite groups tell you that if your woman don't believe, get rid of her and get with a woman that believes in the truth. Well, Paul's telling you right here what to do, right? If you have a woman and you're in the truth, but she still is pleased to dwell with you, then deal with that woman, right? Just simply deal. "And the woman which have an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him." So she ain't gotta leave and just try to run and go get a man of the Lord. She is to dwell with her husband, even if he's an unbeliever. "For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but the Most High hath called us to peace." So, if you're, vice versa, if your wife leaves you because of this truth, right, then let them leave. If they want to put hell on you because you're teaching this truth that you really believe in the Bible, then let them leave, man. If they're making your life a living hell behind the truth, let them leave. Don't let them hinder your faith. Don't let them hinder your walk to your Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All because she wants you not to be a believer. Nah, man. You see, you ain't got to put up with that. You ain't got to put up with that. You know, for what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? But as the Most High have distributed to every man as the Lord have called everyone, so let him walk, and so ordain I in all churches. Let's see, I want to get more of a point. Let's see. Okay, this is what I wanted right here. Verse 29, it says, But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Why is this being stated? Because what is your focus going to be upon? Your focus is going to be upon the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's what your focus is going to be upon. Okay, so it says, be as you have none. A lot of your time is going to be dedicated to what? To Sophia. Who is Sophia? Sophia is wisdom. Sophia is the word. Okay, and we know that women get jealous when you don't spend time with them, or your focus is on something else and your attention is not upon them. You see, I heard it before. Other brothers heard it before. They said, why you always into that Bible? You into that Bible more than me. You see, because what? Your attention is dealing with another woman, which is wisdom, called Sophia. All right. So Paul says what? But this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. But I will have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. And that's what I stated before, and this is what I wanted to get. Because a person that is unmarried, right, he's all dedicated to the Lord, as Paul was. That's why I said, be as even I am. Okay? But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. So imagine if you got multiple wives. You see, you got to give time to each one. You can't diminish another wife's time, right? You got to equally and balance that out. So if you got 3 wives, 4 wives, how you got time for the truth? How you got time to dedicate yourself to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? You got to put forth your time in studying. You got to go out to the highways and byways. So that's just a lot of things to balance and to manage. So why put yourself under that much stress and bondage doing all that? It's just better just to deal with one woman, man, on this side. Now, we know we Jake and we like to bring forth fruit and multiply, which is not wise to do that at this time, but we know we like to, Jake like to mingle, but just out of wisdom, just if you could, just want to just deal with your woman, It says, but he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman care for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy, both in body and in spirit. But she that is married care for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction. Okay, that's what I wanted. That you may attend the Lord without distraction, or that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction. And we know all women can be a distraction a lot of times, because women like to do things. Women they want to go out to eat, they want to spend time together. They want to watch movies, and you be maybe ready to do a lesson. You be maybe ready to watch a video or read, and she want to be all laid up, right? But sometimes you got to make those sacrifices where it's like, babe, I can't. I'm doing this at the moment. I can't do that. I can't be laying up with you all day. I got to study. I got to do this. And women will get jealous behind that, A lot of women leave different brothers behind things like that, because they want all the attention and focus upon them. But at the end of the day, this is about the truth. This is about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. This is not about your woman, man. Okay? So, I want to throw that out there too. So I just, pretty much wanted to touch on different things, and different aspects of, dealing with your woman with wisdom. Lord willing, hope this lesson was edifying, as I touched on, many different topics. And it's one longer than I expected, way longer. But as different scriptures, start popping into my mind, it was like, I have to bring them out because, this is of the will of Yahweh Shemi Shah. This ain't about me, and maybe this is out here for, a brother, that may be struggling with this, or a brother that's newly in the faith, that they may hear this new video and consider what's being said, or not being said, but consider what's coming out of the scriptures that I am that's being read through me. Okay. So we can close up with this. The book of Ephesians 5, verse 22 says, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as the Mashiach is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto a Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as the Mashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it." You see? So, in closing, we're getting this again. 1 Peter 3, verse 7. It says what? "Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel." So you want to deal with your woman accordingly, right? But you want to dwell with them according to knowledge. Okay, you want to deal with your woman using wisdom. And just because she may want to know the truth in certain answers, she may not be ready for the answers you may give her. So you are not subject really to give them to her. You can wait before you spring these different things upon her. And ultimately, there's just things that, these women will never get. Matter of fact, I'm going to close with this scripture. Okay? I'm going to close with this scripture right here. And this has been proven many a time that a lot of these women that say they're in the faith, but then when these scriptures come out, or dealing with more than one woman, or for them to be obedient, or for them to not speak in the church, they lose their damn mind. Because ultimately, the woman is not a woman. It's not wholeheartedly in the truth. Okay, we know the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, but dealing with a lot of these topics, women will just step right out the truth. Some more than others, but at the end of the day, look, let's see what King Solomon said. We ain't gonna use my words. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7, verse I'll start at verse 25. It says, "I apply my heart to know, and to search, and to seek out wisdom, and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness." So King Solomon knew everything. All right, he knew things on the left hand, everything on the left hand and the right hand. "And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Who pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found," right? So it's King Solomon saying, I only found one man among 1,000, but a woman among all those have I not found. So there was only one man among 1,000 that he had found righteous, but among women, King Solomon said he has found none. Right? It says, "Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High has made man upright." What does upright mean? Goes into yashar, meaning correct, pleasing, fitting, proper, righteous, upright. But they have sought out many inventions. We know the inventions, is wickedness. Okay? So, right. So the Lord, as he had found, as he says, one amongst 1,000, but as a woman, there is none. Okay? There is none. So, you might want to get that through your head too. you know. So just, Akim out there, newer brothers coming to the truth, deal with your woman according to wisdom, man. As she's the weaker vessel, deal with. So don't just be throwing all these different things out at her that's in the scriptures, you know, just take things slowly, man. There's no reason to make life harder than what it is. But if she leave regardless, it is what it is. It may be a blessing, you know. So Lord willing, through the Spirit, hope this quick lesson was edifying. As I dealt with a few topics that brothers may have questions about. And for you sincere sisters in the faith, continue doing what you're doing. Continue to love your husband and please your Bashim Yahushai. Hey, so with that, Lord willing, hope this quick lesson was edifying. Until next time, I want to say shalom.